G'day, I'm Justin Walker from Australian Geographic Outdoor Magazine. One of my favourite outdoor activities is going on a day walk. But the 4 things you need to make a day walk fun is good clothing, good boots, water and food, and a really good day pack. Now with a day pack you need to look at sizing, and size for me would be between 30 and 40 litres, and also look for a backpack that can carry a lot of water and food, so if you get stuck for some reason during your day walk, you're not going to run out of water or food. Next, your footwear. Now footwear for a day walk will all come down to the terrain you're going to walk in. Myself, I prefer a heavy duty leather boot no matter what terrain I'm walking in. Your foot is well protected, your ankle is well supported by the high lace and the high cut boot, which I thoroughly recommend a high cut boot. And the grip on the sole of the boot is fine for all sorts of terrain. So next is having an effective hydration system. I use a combination of a bladder, like this Camelback, and a separate water bottle. The reason being, if one of these systems fails, I've still got water in my day pack. Lastly, and most importantly, is clothing. On a day hike, it doesn't matter whether it's summer and really hot, you should always take extra clothes for potential condition changes. And that's it, the 4 things with such a big difference between being dry, enjoying your walk, being wet and miserable, being laughed at by your mates who all come prepared whereas you haven't.
I've travelled by road from Seal Rocks, a lighthouse guiding my way. I've swum in pristine lakes and dived with sharks to confront my fears. The Myall Lakes National Park has so much to offer. And now, the last leg. Fingal Island, joined to the mainland by a tenuous but treacherous spit of sand.
Although that's the mainland just there, this is only accessible by boat.
It is these days. This is Fingal Island and it is an island. So this spit that's just behind us here, it was sometimes permanent, sometimes not, depending on the year, the season, the currents.
It was Captain James Cook who made the European discovery of Port Stephens in 1770, but it would be nearly another 100 years before the entrance was formally marked with the erection of the Fingal Light.
Were there people living on this island?
This island, over the years there have been. The Warramai, of course, this is their land. But after that, the lighthouse keepers, of course, came in.
There was a shell grit industry. Was that on the island or was that over on the bay?
It was mainly on the island.
Right.
There were a few leases. One very famous gentleman called Arthur Murdoch has written a book about his life here.
I read about him.
Yeah.
He used to mine it by hand.
By hand, a shovel. 3 tonne a day.
Yeah. And I also heard that he wasn't always fully clothed.
Apparently, if he knew that the lighthouse keepers' women were not in the vicinity, he would mine naked.
Right.
Yes.
He was a naturalist.
He was a naturalist.
A nudist.
One of the first.
I think we all have shared experiences of our time at the beach, the taut skin of a sun-smooched nose, that bracing moment where the manhood inevitably greets the cold ocean surface, and the trace of sand hidden deep in a fold found only once the bathers are removed. But as we've discovered, there's so much more. The indigenous history, the European history, the shipwreck history, what lies beneath the ocean and what lies beneath our feet.
If any of our adventures have got you itching to break free, Brit's Campervans are your adventure go-to crew. My journey to Port Stephens this week uncovered some fantastic accommodation for the crew and me. The Shoal Bay Holiday Park has powered campsites from $34 and cabins from $99. The Karua Jetty Holiday Park has sites from $28, cabins from $99. The Fingal Bay Holiday Park has powered sites from $34 and cabins from $99. The Port Stephens Treescape has sites from $25 and studio rooms from $75. For this information and more about this week's Australian Geographic Adventures, log on to agadventures.com.au. Next week, we'll set the controls for Queensland's wild far north as I journey from the high ancient canopies of the Daintree rainforest to the mysterious volcanic depths of the Undara lava tubes.
At some point, this surely has to fall down.